Hi, it's only been 6 months since I said that I would make this video, but it's Essex Model 7 round 100 time, baby. If you've never played Black Ops 4, and there's a surprising number of people that actually watch my videos who never have, then the Essex is a starting room weapon that takes 2 body shots to kill on round 1. That makes it really bad. It does have a decent headshot damage multiplier, but later on in the game when there are hordes of super sprinters coming at me, then there's no time to do anything other than shit my pants. It basically becomes useless. And to this day, I regret even doing this challenge because I'm pretty sure it shortened my lifespan. Wait, you know what? Maybe that's actually kind of a good thing. Anyway, real quick, please do me a favor and head to the channel's community tab to give my newest post a like. I got a really cool opportunity and I don't get those very often, and things like that really help keep the lights on, so just go check it out, and thanks to everyone who does. It really means the world. So in the last video that we did about the Essex Model 7, I talked about how I tried this challenge originally on 9, and that went about as well as to be expected. Trying to kill armored gladiator zombies with the zombies equivalent of a Nerf dart isn't a very good idea, so after losing enough brain cells to drop my IQ into the single digits, I'm pretty sure it might have been there already, but anyway, I headed over to Tag der Toten. Just as a side note, this is a criminally underrated map and people just don't like it because the Victus crew were the ones to end off the Ether storyline. Like seriously, if it had actually been the Primus crew, people would have been like, oh my god, this is amazing. Still a really pretty map if I do say so, but the reason that I chose it wasn't just for looks. I chose to play here because there's not any boss zombies, which thank fuck for that, because lots of Black Ops 4 maps have the problem of just spamming bosses at you to create some level of difficulty. And as much as I love something like 9, there's just too many bosses on it for me to play casually most of the time, so Tag der Toten it is. I was also changing up my strategy from 9 and decided to run Blood Wolf Bite so I could get the cutest boy to ever exist, Luna the Husky. Again, if you've never played Black Ops 4, then basically Luna has a chance to spawn in when shooting zombies. He sticks around for maybe a minute or so killing some zombies and then he leaves. That might sound a bit underwhelming, but it's a genuinely good perk too, since it can kill lots of zombies on any round. And after becoming a stepsister and getting trapped in random objects all the time when training in spawn, I decided to change things up and probably found the best possible training spot on the entire map. Out in the lagoon area, I had enough space to get entire hordes together, shoot them in the head, and then repeat. And even though the Essex wasn't doing very much damage, at this point I also wasn't using my Ragnaroks very often because I just felt like it took away from the challenge a little bit in the early rounds, and I didn't have any pack punch abilities on my guns until around 50-ish. But after that point, I did have to put one on because it was taking an entire magazine to kill 2 or 3 zombies. That's really just like disgusting. And that's with a good 80% of those shots also being headshots with the Essex fully pack punch, so yeah, this thing's fucking shit. And because of that, that meant rounds were going about as fast as 2 snails running a marathon uphill in a fucking blizzard. It was just the most painful experience. But anyway, so we ended off the last video on round 53, but that's not where the game actually ended, obviously, because you're watching this video. And after that video went live, I just kept on playing, and because on round 53, the super sprinters began spawning in, this is where things went from difficult to downright impossible. Sadly, there's actually no footage from round 53 until round 57 because my brain does the did not smart, but don't worry, nothing major really happened actually in those few rounds. But yeah, as you can see, them zombies do be moving quick as hell, boy, and that makes it insanely impossibly difficult to just use the Essex Model 7. You have no time to turn around, shoot a zombie multiple times, especially when they're super sprinting at you, and actually try to get headshots off before you get hit multiple times. It literally just cannot happen. All of that combined with this game taking over 7 hours of gameplay already, I had to make the executive decision to finally use my Wraithfire grenades and my Ragnaroks a little bit more often. If I didn't, then quite literally I could not have gotten through a round more than once every probably 45 minutes, which is literally just torture. That's even if I could get through them and I was playing super risky. Oh, by the way, I'm actually watching back this gameplay while writing the script. Hi, how you doing? And there's actually a solid 9mm SMG on the wall in this area, and it got me thinking actually. The SOG is definitely worse than the Essex, so if we hit 2,000 likes, then I'll do a high round with that in the near future. I'll even do it on a map that's not as easy as Tag Der Toten, and that will be some straight up suffering. It gives me an excuse to play more Black Ops 4 as well, which is always kinda good. Except for Alpha Omega, seriously, fuck just Alpha Omega's entire existence. Before I get sidetracked with that though, so yeah, the Essex at this point in the game is almost useless if you don't change it in some kind of way. It takes an entire magazine to kill a zombie, and by, let's say on round 63 for example, there are 381 zombies on just that round, and in order to finish just that round, it would take me 11,400 shots to complete it. I'm not fucking doing that. I would actually rather shave my head, strip down to my underwear, and become Fat Walter White than sit and do that for even one round. Especially with super sprinters just breathing down my neck constantly. You know what though? Maybe I'm actually not terrible at video games, because even on round 65, I am still absolutely flawless. If you don't count the downs that Dying Wish prevented, but I'm not, because YouTubers are supposed to be good at video games, I think. And there's a lot of those prevented downs, because keep in mind, I played this whole game in one day, so after about 9 hours of gameplay, my brain was fried and my eyes were starting to go cross-eyed because I was just zoning out with tiredness. That meant I started to do dumb shit and just started to walk into random corners or zombies, or, you know, you're just that little bit half-second slower. I think that everyone kind of knows that. If you played enough in one day, you're just that half-second slower, and in zombies, it can really make that difference. Shit was actually brutal, I'm not going to lie. That's probably why once I reached the funny number of round 69, and it was a dog round, that I figured, you know what, I will pause overnight on 70 and I'm just gonna come back. Well, I can kind of tell you how that whole thing went. I forgot to record again once I did wake up, and I took it down on round 73 or 74, I think. Immediately following that, I closed the fucking game and did not touch Black Ops 4 for literally months until I got over my PTSD. Remember, it's been 6 months since this tag game was played, so the details are a little bit blurry, but still, yeah, fuck everything about the Essex Model 7's entire existence. Sticking my penis in a blender would have been way more fun than that. And I also chose not to play another game because I'm not doing another 10 hours just to end up using my Wraithfires, my Ragnaroks, and barely even using my Essex, and when I actually am, I'm just hoping to get a brain rot zombie. There's just no conceivable way that you can actually reach round 100 with an Essex Model 7. It simply just doesn't do enough damage, and the zombie mechanics keep you from getting far enough away from zombies to have enough time to be able to shoot them enough to do enough damage to kill them. I mean, you probably could if you spend 30, 40, 50 hours of gameplay literally just shooting them over and over again, and you had the most patient person in the entire world on the sticks, but I am not that person. My estimation from round 70 to round 80 would have probably taken about 4 hours. From 60 to 70, it only took about an hour and a half, but it's going to get exponentially longer as there's more zombies every single round. From 80 to 90 would probably be 7 hours, and then 90 to 100 would probably be another 10 hours. It's just an absolutely brutal slog fest, and I was not prepared to do that. So I'm sorry if you don't think that, you know, it's legit for me to use the Wraithfires or the Ragnaroks. I'm sorry, I tried to hold off legitimately as long as I could, but it's just not gonna fucking happen. I should also maybe take a second to talk about a few other things real quick. I got a lot of requests for challenges, like let's say using the unupgraded M1911 to round 50, and I should probably mention with things like that, those are also just not possible. Even if I used unlimited ammo, you just can't do enough damage. So I sort of have to pick and choose with those things where I find a challenge that's difficult, but not literally impossible to the point where it would just be kind of redundant and me sitting there for about 80 billion hours just doing dumb shit. Anyway, I think that's where I'm going to end off the video. Once again, fuck the Essex Model 7. Now, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. 2,000 likes would be great. And check out the community post, please. It would really be appreciated. Or check out this video popping up on the screen right now. I'm sure you'll love it because it's kind of funny.